Chapter 1: The Dark Reality of Personal Finances. Ever wondered why so many people are drowning in debt and living paycheck to paycheck? It's a question that lingers in the back of our minds, and the answer is often far from comforting. Welcome to the dark reality of personal finances, a world where debt, overspending, and scarcity of savings form a daunting trifecta. It's not uncommon for us to feel like we're running on a financial treadmill, constantly moving but getting nowhere. We work hard, we earn, and yet we find ourselves struggling with mounting bills and dwindling bank balances. The culprit? A lack of financial literacy and discipline. Debt is like a shadow that follows us, slowly creeping into our lives. It starts innocently enough with a credit card swipe here, a loan there. But before we know it, we're sinking in a sea of red, shackled by interest rates and late fees. It's a vicious cycle that keeps us trapped in a perpetual state of owing, always playing catch-up, but never quite getting ahead. Then there's the lure of overspending, a siren's call that's hard to resist. We live in a world that encourages us to buy. Whether it's the latest gadget, the trendiest fashion, or the coolest experiences, we're constantly urged to spend beyond our means. It's a relentless chase after fleeting moments of happiness, leaving our wallets light and our hearts heavy. And let's not forget the lack of savings, the missing safety net in our financial high-wire act. Without a buffer, we're vulnerable to life's unpredictable twists and turns. An unexpected expense, a sudden job loss, a medical emergency without savings. These events can quickly turn into financial disasters. The stress and anxiety caused by these financial struggles are real and raw. They keep us awake at night, they sap our energy, they steal our peace of mind. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. But fear not, there's a way out of this financial maze, and we are going to guide you through it. Embrace the journey, because on the other side of the struggle, there's a promise of financial freedom and security. The dark reality of personal finances is intimidating, but it's not insurmountable. Let's turn the lights on and navigate this maze together. Chapter 2: The Importance of Budgeting. Do you know where your money is going each month? Most people don't. It's a fact that may sound surprising, but it's a reality for many. This is where budgeting comes into play, a crucial tool in the kit of personal finance. So, why is budgeting important? Let's break it down. Imagine you're on a road trip without a map or GPS. You might have a great time exploring, but you're likely to get lost or miss your destination. Similarly, without a budget, you're navigating your financial journey blindfolded. A budget acts as your financial roadmap, guiding you towards your goals while avoiding unnecessary detours like debt or overspending. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. Budgeting is important. But how do I start? Well, it's not as complicated as you might think. There are various methods of budgeting, each with its own merits. For instance, there's the zero-based budgeting method where every dollar has a job. It means your income minus expenses equals zero. No, it doesn't mean you spend everything you earn. Rather, you allocate each dollar to a particular category, whether it's rent, groceries, savings, or entertainment. This method gives you control over your money and ensures nothing slips through the cracks. Then there's the 50-30-20 rule, a simpler approach. 50% of your income goes to needs, like rent and groceries. 30% goes to wants, like dining out or a new pair of shoes. And 20% goes to savings or paying off debt. This method is less detailed, but offers a good balance and a place to start for beginners. Remember, these methods are not one size fits all. It's about finding what works best for you. The key is to start somewhere. Track your income and expenses, categorize them, and adjust as needed. It may take time to get it right, but it's a journey worth taking. In conclusion, budgeting is more than just tracking expenses or cutting back on lattes. It's about gaining clarity on your finances, making informed decisions, and ultimately, achieving your financial goals. Remember, a budget isn't a restriction on your spending. It's a plan for your money. Chapter 3: The Power of Saving. Think you can't save money? Think again. Now, I want you to picture a snowball. It starts off small, right? Just a little handful of snow. But as it rolls down the hill, it gathers more and more snow and gets bigger and bigger. That's how saving money works. Even if you start with just a small amount, over time, it can grow into something significant. So, let's talk about the importance of saving money. Sure, we all like to splurge from time to time. Those new sneakers or that fancy dinner out can be a real treat. But what happens when an unexpected expense comes up? A car repair, a medical bill, a sudden job loss? If you've been saving, you've got a safety net to fall back on. If not, you could find yourself in a financial bind. And here's the thing. Saving money doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't mean you have to give up all the things you enjoy. It's all about balance. Now, let's talk about some saving strategies. One of the most effective ways to save is to pay yourself first. What does that mean? It's simple. Each time you get paid, before you do anything else, set aside a portion of that money for savings. It can be as little as 5% or as much as 25%, depending on your income and expenses. The key is to make it a habit. Over time, you won't even miss that money, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your savings can grow. Another strategy is to automate your savings. Set up a direct deposit from your paycheck into a savings account. Or use an app that rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar and deposits the difference into a savings account. Again, you'll hardly notice the money is gone, but over time, it adds up. Remember, saving money is like that snowball rolling down the hill. It starts small, but it grows over time. And before you know it, you've got a nice little nest egg that can help you weather the financial storms that come your way. Saving isn't about depriving yourself. It's about preparing for your future. Chapter 4: The Key to Wealth. Ever dream of being rich? Investing is your ticket to wealth. Imagine a tree. This isn't just any tree, but a money tree. It starts with a tiny seed, your initial investment. Over time, with the right care and conditions, that seed grows into a strong, sturdy tree. The branches represent the different types of investments you can make, each one contributing to the overall strength and growth of your wealth. Investing is the act of committing money or capital to an endeavor with the expectation of obtaining an additional income or profit. It's like planting that seed and watching it grow over time. You're putting your money to work for you, and the beauty of it is that it can lead to more money without you having to lift a finger. There are many avenues you can take in the world of investing. Stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds, and even your own education are all forms of investments. Each one has its own potential for return and risk, and it's important to understand these before diving in. Let's talk about diversification, the practice of spreading your investments around. Going back to our tree analogy, it's like growing many different branches. If one branch gets sick or dies, it won't kill the whole tree. The same concept applies to your investment portfolio. By diversifying, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, reducing the risk of losing all your money if one investment doesn't go well. But remember, investing isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term strategy. It's about patience, discipline, and the power of compound interest, which is essentially the interest you earn on interest. It's how that tiny seed can grow into a mighty money tree over time. So, start thinking about your investment strategy. What seeds do you want to plant? What branches do you want to grow? Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Investing isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building wealth over time. Chapter 5. Building Financial Resilience. What would you do if a financial disaster struck today? This question may sound a bit alarming, but it's a reality check we all must face at some point. The answer to this question lies in building financial resilience. So, what does it mean to be financially resilient? Financial resilience is all about having the ability to bounce back from financial setbacks. It's the financial cushion or safety net that helps you get through unexpected expenses, job loss, or any other financial blow that life might throw at you. It's not about living in fear of what might happen, but about being prepared for the uncertainties that come with life. One of the main pillars of financial resilience is having an emergency fund. This is money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. It's not the same as savings for a holiday or a new car. It's for those rainy days, when the roof needs fixing or the car breaks down unexpectedly. Ideally, your emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This buffer can be a lifesaver when you're navigating through the stormy waters of a financial crisis. But building an emergency fund isn't the only way to shore up your financial resilience. Insurance plays a crucial role too. Think of it as a financial safety net. It's there to catch you when a significant financial disaster strikes. Health insurance, life insurance, home insurance, car insurance. These are all protective measures designed to prevent a financial catastrophe from wiping out your savings or pushing you into debt. In conclusion, building financial resilience is about more than just surviving a financial disaster. It's about thriving in the face of adversity. It's about knowing that you have the resources and the strategies to get back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Being financially resilient isn't about anticipating disaster. It's about preparing for uncertainty. And with the right financial resilience, you can face the future with confidence, knowing that you are prepared for whatever life throws your way.